Everyone, it's Derek with the Fat Boys and the Indian podcast. And by now, you know how this works out. I'm just going to bring you guys the recap from the Big 12 games this week. And also, I'm going to give you my predictions for the Big 12 games this weekend. And also, we're going to continue on with a little experiment we tried last week. We brought in our co-host Blake Haynes to throw his input on the matchups in the upcoming weeks for the rest of the season, just to give you guys a little bit of a different input. And it's just not my opinion and what I think is going to happen. So
whoa, so you mean I can give the people a good opinion, right?
it should give it a little bit of a flavor. Jumping with this recap, first off, we had KU taking on TCU in the primetime game, and I don't know why they gave KU a primetime spot, but the final of that game was 43-0.
Yeah, they call that a good old-fashioned waxing.
Yeah, it just shows you how terrible KU is. Next contest, we had Iowa State going down to Lubbock, Texas, and beating the Red Raiders 31-13.
Spot on with this prediction last week from us. Figures, though.
Oklahoma State and Texas had a close game, went into overtime, but Oklahoma State pulled out a 13-10 win.
As a UT fan, all I can say is, once again, we gave another game away, but that's been the story the last couple of years.
Oklahoma traveled up to Manhattan to take on the Wildcats, and it turned out to be probably the best game all week as the Sooners escaped Manhattan with a 42-35 win.
I'll admit it was a good game, but I'll also admit that I'm pretty shocked by it. OU should have won that game by 20.
And then rounding out the games, we had West Virginia taking on Baylor, and West Virginia squeaked out with a 38-36 win.
Here's another shocker. Baylor takes another L. Go figure, Derek.
All right, Haynes, here's the predictions, man. West Virginia really hasn't shown that they can stop anyone. They have an offense with Will Greer and company, but I just think Oklahoma State's offense is too powerful.
Yeah, I agree 100%. West Virginia's defense won't stop Oklahoma State's offense.
I'm going to go Cowboys 49, Mountaineers 28.
I'll take Oklahoma State to win as well, but I'm going to go to a tune of 56-42.
The next game, we have Texas taking on Baylor, and this streak continues with Baylor. They haven't showed that they can stop anyone. If Texas's offense is going to get on track, this is going to be the week it happens. They haven't been putting up many points, but I'm going to say the Longhorns come away with a 42-10 win. What are your thoughts on that game?
I agree Texas will pick up a W, but I don't have any faith in them putting up that many points. I say Texas wins 24-7. What's up next?
The next game, I really don't want to talk about, but I've got to touch base on it. Sunflower Showdown. Hasn't been much of a showdown for the past 10 years.
On a lighter note, man, it could always be worse.
Haynes, don't rub it in. Just because I'm a Jayhawk fan, your Longhorns aren't very good anyway. Kansas State's going to roll. It's going to be 63. Jayhawks, nothing.
You sure you're a Jayhawk fan? Because that was spoken like a true K-State fan. However, back to the game. It's going to be closer than most think, in my opinion, but K-State's still going to pull out the win by a score of 28-20.
TCU's taking on Iowa State, and in my opinion, this is going to be a barn burner. I think Iowa State's been a pretty tough out all season long. I don't think anyone saw the Cyclones being as tough of a game as, people would think, them being usually a bottom-tier team in the Big 12 year in and year out. I'm going to go TCU 21, Iowa State 17. Blake, do you think Iowa State has a pretty good chance of pulling off the upset in this game, or what, man?
That's a negative, man. TCU is going to lay the wood to Iowa State. The Horned Frogs roll 35-10.
In our final game, Texas Tech takes on Oklahoma. Like previous years, it's been a pretty big shootout between these two teams, but once again, Tech's defense is going to bite them in the butt. Not being able to stop teams in the Big 12, or at least slow them down, is going to prevent them from winning a lot of games under Kingsbury. I'm going to go Oklahoma 48, Texas Tech 34.
How about this? This is the matchup that I'm going to pick an upset. Tech wins 45-42, and I got to know, what makes you so sure that Tech's going down?
They haven't been able to stop anyone. I have no faith in Tech. I mean, last week I thought Iowa State was going to go down there and get beat just because of Tech's offense, but I was proven wrong because Iowa State's defense has been pretty stout, and I just don't see Tech slowing down Baker Mayfield and company.
Yeah, man, you're right. I mean, the only thing that didn't stop old Baker is the cops. But on that note, I'm Blake Haynes.
I'm Derek with the Fat Boys and the Indian podcast. Thanks for checking out this week's recap and predictions, and hope you guys keep listening to us.